get into the complex numbers now with our analytics expert, Cynthia Freeland. All right, Cyn, top 5 wide receivers here, but we're going to count them down. Okay. 5 to 1 here. The top spot, who do you have, or number 5 rather, who do you have and why?
Okay, so Kadarius Toney is number 5. Why? Because when I measure him in pads running, he's the 3rd fastest when he's starting with 3 or more yards to work with, which means when he has open space, he's got that speed that you're going to need. PFF likes him too. He forced a missed tackle, meaning he's very physical. But I think the thing that's really interesting is he's faster than he may look on that film.
Oh, okay. So there's even more to see there from
There's
him?
more.
I love that. Not only is he an impactful receiver, he's always really good in the return game too. All right, Cyn, number 4, you have Terrence Marshall Jr. ¿Por qué?
Physical and versatile. Both of those things together. He has almost an 82% contested catch rate, which means when someone is in his face, up all around him, he comes down with it almost 82% of the time. That's huge. And then you see he also has versatility catching deep passes. This is a guy who's going to bring, maybe like the Baltimore Ravens, a lot of things to potentially like.
I like how you slid that in there just so
That's
casually.
where I like him to fit. Ravens take him.
By the way, this was the same guy that was on the 2019 team with Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, still put up 13 receiving touchdowns. I would say so. I think that's a pretty good haul there. All right, you have the man holding the Heisman Trophy up next.
He is a great route runner. Devonta Smith, if you look to see the precision in his routes, meaning when I track him with computer vision, he can get open, get away from me, at least 3 yards. He is the best at it in this year's draft class. So it's really interesting to see, especially when he faces press coverage, just how versatile he can be, considering some people say maybe he's not big enough, blah, blah, blah. The math doesn't bear that out.
Listen, I hope they say Devonta, get away from me, Smith, when they announce his name. By the way, the first wide receiver to win the Heisman in, 30-something years? I feel a little old there. All right, his teammate?
Well, you weren't born then.
So Cynthia, I love you so much.
Jalen Waddle is next. The interesting part about here, what I write down here, alignment versatility, and he has this fastest speed when he's open. So you give him 3 or more yards to work with, and he was the fastest per computer vision this year of all the wide receivers. That's really interesting because, of course, speed was not something we could measure with regular 40s this year, so I went back and did it all with pads so we could see the truth, the reality.
I love what they were clocking in this year, though, in the 40s. We're just going to go with those
if
from
you
now
were
on.
running a 4.4, were you even trying?
Right. No. 4.2 or bust. All right, last but not least, Jamar Chase at the top of your list.
He didn't play last year, and he had 14 receiving touchdowns, which leads since 2019. So the past 2 seasons, that's ridiculous. He didn't even play, and he leads in that. He was also the most open on 10-plus yard air attempts. And by the way, his yards after the contact speed, he didn't have any fatigue from quarter 1 to quarter 4. Least fatigue in the past 5 seasons.
How? I'm fatigued walking from here to the end of the stage. That's ridiculous, but that's why I'm not a professional football player.